So I've been getting a ton of emails from the supporters of different presidential candidates who are getting in touch and saying, David, you have to cover something about this one candidate who made the next debate or didn't make the next debate or whatever. And then I got a lot of emails from people who aren't supporting those candidates saying, David, please don't do an entire story about how X is going to the debate or Y is going to the debate, is not going to the debate. This is not worthy of a full segment. So here's how I'll make everybody happy or no one happy, which is let's just do a roundup of what's going on with the debate next week, which is the 6th Democratic debate. Andrew Yang has qualified for the next debate on December 19th. Tulsi Gabbard has announced she's not going to the next debate, even though she hasn't qualified, so it's not really much of a choice. Kamala Harris has qualified, but has dropped out of the campaign and won't be going. And then there is discussion about whether the DNC is going to change the rules to allow Michael Bloomberg to maybe qualify for future debates. So let's go through these one by one. As of right now, the qualified candidates for debate number 6 are Biden, Sanders, Warren, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, Tom Steyer, Andrew Yang, and Kamala Harris. That's 8. But as I mentioned, Kamala Harris has ended her presidential campaign and won't be attending. As I said last week, I respect this. It's very tempting, even if you know you can't win the nomination, to just stick it out, get another night in front of the cameras on national television. Kamala chose not to do it, and I respect her for doing that. Then we had this big announcement from Tulsi Gabbard, where she said on Twitter, quote, "For a number of reasons, I've decided not to attend the December 19th, quote, debate, regardless of whether or not there are qualifying polls." I think she means regardless of whether there are qualifying polls. "I instead choose to spend that precious time directly meeting with and hearing from the people of New Hampshire and South Carolina." Now, Tulsi happens to be polling literally 0 in 2 of the most recent 6 national polls. She's not qualified for the debate, and she is unlikely to qualify for that debate. So she's using this as a PR stunt, saying she won't be attending. Well, yeah, we know you didn't make it. You're not invited. And that's fine. She won't be clogging up the stage. I'm glad for her to tweet whatever she wants. The concern that's growing is that she's setting up this adversarial public thing with the DNC to eventually announce that she's running third party, which would have a very unpredictable effect. We will dig in more to that if it actually happens. Then we have Andrew Yang qualifying, polling 4 in the last Quinnipiac poll, 4 in the latest Morning Consult poll. So he's in, and maybe this time he will be actually allowed to say more than just a couple of things. He got very little talk time in debate number 5 on MSNBC. So that's great news for Andrew Yang. Now, lastly, let's talk about Michael Bloomberg. Bloomberg is actually polling okay so far. He very quickly has gotten 5 in a couple of polls, 6 in a recent poll. His issue is he's not taking donations, which is an issue in the sense that there's a donor requirement to make the debates. So there's a few articles floating around about how the DNC is going to have a choice to make. Do they want to get rid of the donor requirement in order to give Bloomberg the possibility of making the debates? Now, I don't know that the DNC wants Bloomberg on the stage. It seems sort of lose-lose for them. If they change the rules and let Bloomberg into the debate, assuming he gets the required polling support, every other candidate would rightly flip out and say, that's not fair. We've all had 5 debates, 6 debates already with the rules. Now the rules are changed for Bloomberg halfway through or getting towards the end of the debate season. They would be right to flip out. At the same time, imagine that all of Bloomberg's campaign ad spending works and he keeps polling 5, 6, even 7%. Not having him on the stage is sort of weird because he would be polling much better than a number of the candidates that do make the stage. But these are the rules the DNC set. And as we know, that, live by the rules, die by the rules. I have no idea what they will do. So my question to you is, aside from the reality that, number one, we don't need another billionaire on stage, and number two, buying your way onto the stage is just the sickening reality of status quo political campaign financing, and we're disgusted by it. If Bloomberg is polling 5 or 6, should he be on the debate stage from the purposes of participating in the conversation? I don't have an answer. I want to hear from you about it. Today's program is sponsored in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you've not already heard about Blinkist, it's amazing. It's an app for your phone, tablet, or web browser. And what they do is they take nonfiction books, popular nonfiction, critically acclaimed nonfiction. they condense the book into a 15-minute audiobook. You get all the most important information and insights from each book, but you can soak up the entire essence of the book in one sitting. I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. One recent one is Robert Reich's new book, The Common Good. Also Bunk by Kevin Young, useful in preparing me for the pseudoscience miniseries that we're producing. And if you are a David Pakman Show viewer or listener, you can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, use the link in the video description. After the free trial, if you like it, you can get the full access to thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. That's BLINKIST.com/PAKMAN.